Hey interwebs, welcome to Hammered Steel, and I'm Mark, aka The Hammer. Hi, I'm Daisy. Dad said don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks. See you later. Hey gang, thanks for coming back. This is part 4 and final of the hidden tang build. First off, I want to apologize. I have to fire that damn videographer of mine. Sets up the tripod in the wrong place. Most of the handle work was my back and my elbow. Moron. Oh wait, that would be me. So we're doing some handle and guard shaping here. This took a while because anytime I worked on putting a radius in the guard, as you all know, aluminum transfers heat pretty quickly and pretty well, and seeing as how everything was already glued up, I didn't want it to get too hot and work on losing the epoxy. And again, just so everybody knows, hashtag not sponsored by anyone, so any of the tooling that you see, I purchased everything on my own. So because of the great videography skills that I have, I went through hours of footage trying to piece together at least a little bit of the handle work so that you could see it. I unfortunately did not get any of the hand sanding. The handle and the guard were hand sanded to 800 grit. So we're gonna use a Kydex for a sheath. I decided to do what they call a taco style, where you just fold it over. That way I could have a drain hole for the knife in case any moisture gets in there. Let's see, note to self, don't do that again with a guard. The guard and the handle were so thick that I couldn't get a really tight, good fit around the blade. The handle started out as a 2x2 piece of poplar. Yeah, that was a little excessive, I know, but being the first hidden tang, I decided to go so big that would give me plenty of room in case I screwed it up. Here I was figuring out length and cut off a piece off the top I don't have a jig, but I can use that top to make a strap, so to speak, that I can apply the belt clip to next time. I follow Simple Little Life, and he shows how he does it with Kydex. So I need to work on the jig to put the bends in there so that it will accept the Chicago screws and not scratch the knife. Okay, I've heated up the Kydex in my toaster oven, trying to get it set in there, and probably didn't move as fast as I could have or should have. That's really only the first Kydex sheath I've made. Maybe I should have practiced, huh? Okay, so since I didn't get the tightest to fit around the blade, I couldn't actually see the outline of the blade in the Kydex. I just took a pencil and kind of marked out about where it would be, give myself a little extra leeway, and then I started drilling the holes for the rivets. And unfortunately, another lesson learned, I didn't really measure anything out. I just kind of put them where they seem to fit best. Okay, trying to get all the extra little pieces out of there so that they don't scratch the blade later on, even though right now I've got the painter's tape on the blade to protect it and give it a little bit extra protection. Alright, we're working with the Kydex press, putting in the rivets, and just takes a little bit of practice. Wasn't 100% sure how far to press down, how hard, and I ended up putting one rivet in backwards, upside down, however you want to put it, but you want to have the bottom part of the rivet to the outside of your sheath so it looks more uniform and clean. I was realizing that the guard was having a hard time fitting in, so I'm heating up the Kydex and trying to bend it out a little bit to give me more clearance, and later on off camera, when I cut it to shape, cut all the excess Kydex off, I actually even cut down part of the Kydex where the guard was, so not so much of the guard was in the Kydex sheath itself. Sharpening, another tedious task. I use a TS Prof sharpening system, and I use mineral oil on my stones, not water. That way, if I'm done for a while, I'm not worrying about rust or anything like that. It's basically the same stuff that you use to keep your cutting boards fresh and clean looking. I started at 150 grit up to 1200 grit, and I cut myself twice on this blade. I didn't realize it was so sharp. I think I was at about 600 grit here, and yeah, a little bit of blood. The second cut, that one didn't show up in editing, but it was a little further down the road. Wasn't very fun. Just didn't really hurt, but it felt more almost like a burn. So I'm finally done with the sharpening, putting some polish on the leather strap and trying to get it all nice and shiny. And no, the second cut didn't happen when I was wiping off the polish. It happened before that, before I was using the stropping leather to polish it up. After I got all of that done and I took the tape off, I ended up polishing the blade with Renaissance wax on the entire blade to help protect it. Okay, we'll do the old phone book paper test, and she does pretty good. I'm not the greatest at doing this little test, but you can see it slices through without any resistance, so I think I did pretty good. Alright, sorry about all the wonderful autofocus problems, but trying to show you what the blade looks like. And I want to thank you all for watching. I've got my Damascus billet that's coming up, and that one is 12 inches right now, but there may be an inclusion about halfway through it, so worst case scenario, I'll end up with 2 shorter knives, and then I'm going to sit down and design a knife with my buddy Hector for him. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all being here.